It's all those little things that make a difference. And all those little things are what endear people to your business.
Right.
Are what make them want to come back, or want to make the choice of choosing you.
You're so right about that. And as you're talking, I remember this feeling that came back from a time in my life. I had a family member with cancer. And while he was going through the chemotherapy, the sessions were long. They were 5, 6, 7 hours. His first one was 9 hours. And so it was long hours. So at the oncology center, there's a coffee station there, the big, huge waiting room, there are puzzles, there are things to do, books to read, things like that. But there, for several times, and I'm an introvert, or maybe, with learned skills of an extrovert, but I'm an introvert, so I'm very quiet, I'll walk with my water, walk with my things. But a few times I saw this little old man walking around with a basket with snacks. And because I'm such an introvert, I never paid attention the first few times. I'm thinking maybe he's selling it. I don't really eat snacks. I don't really care for it. But he literally walked up to me one day and he said, "Ma'am, would you like a snack?" And I said, "No, I'm okay." I said, "But are you selling this?" And he's like, "No, I'm just here offering it." I said, "Do you work here?" He said, "No, I come and I volunteer." He volunteered. He brings those snacks. That was not provided by the oncology center. So 2 things, right? Even though, yes, they allowed him to come in, he brought that because he felt good serving people. And serving people who was kind of distraught. There's a lot of stress going on. So that feeling, I've had a great hospitality in a lot of places, but that one is the one that resonated with me when you were talking. So.
And thank you for sharing that. I mean, listen, right? Like, I feel inclined to share a similar story. A very, very, very dear friend of mine. We met in San Francisco the second time I lived there, the third time, not the first.
Oh wow!
Lived there
You're
3
very
times.
well traveled in the U.S. I'm sure elsewhere too.
Sabrina, I appreciate that, and I feel so far behind on the travel front. I think I've been to 29 countries, but there are like 160 something of them.
Right.
So like that's not even. I mean, we're not even. We're so behind. But anyway, we were at brunch, and her phone rings, and she ignored the call because it was a number she didn't know. And I think people do that a little bit less now. Before, maybe they do it more now with all the spam calls. I don't know. This is about 8-10 years ago. She listens to the voicemail, and it's a hospital. Her daughter was in college in Boulder, Colorado. Had been in Vail with her friends. It was Sunday afternoon. They'd been there for the weekend. They were driving back. And I don't know how much you've been in Colorado and know about the weather there, but it's incredibly
beautiful.
And, yes, bipolar, we'll say.
Yes.
One moment it can be sunny and 75, the next moment it can be ice, rain, like sleet, snow, slippery. And that's exactly what happened that day. 75 degrees, sunny, all of a sudden, conditions changed. And they were coming to a standstill on Highway 70. And long story short, they tried to pull into the median, which was a grassy area, and a truck knocked them back into traffic, and another 18-wheeler truck hit. And her daughter had to be life flighted from the scene. Horrible. We won't go into the nature of her injuries, but they were severe. She was in the hospital for 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
We got on the plane that moment. I didn't think she could be by herself, so we went home and grabbed laptop and phone chargers, toothbrushes. I don't even think we did that. And we went to the airport. Got the last flight from San Francisco to Denver. And so, obviously, we had no idea what the severity of her injuries were. When we got there, we immediately learned a lot. And so, okay, clearly we're going to be here for a while. We were staying in Denver, Cherry Creek, and we had gone to the Lululemon store because we were out of clothes. But we were just sitting in the hospital and we just needed something comfortable. Lo and behold, they have nothing in my size, which was hysterical. But that's not the moral of the story. And the lady overheard us talking, the sales associate overheard us talking about that we were spending a lot of time in the hospital, that my friend's daughter had been injured. And she hands me a bag with 3 very cozy, very large scarves. She said, "Hospitals are so cold.
Yes.
And we don't know what happened, and we're sorry to eavesdrop, but we just wanted to offer you a gesture." That's hospitality.
Right.
yes, it costs them something, and I'm not saying that hospitality always costs you, because frankly, oftentimes it doesn't cost you a penny.
Right.
But that she took the time to take care and listen, and get a little curious and offer a gesture with no strings attached.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff. It's just like the gentleman you talked about.
Yeah.
With the snacks. He volunteers. Probably buys those snacks with his own money.
Yeah.
And just hands them out because he knows that whoever's sitting in that waiting room is probably not having a great day.
Yeah.
Because someone they love or they care for is also not